All right, let's see how many of you are live online right now. I can see already the feed started coming in. Jayati, Manna, Kalpana, Jen, Arpa, Sakshi. All right, okay, so it's going way too fast for me to read everybody. All right, how are you guys? I hope you guys had a great Diwali. And today we are on yet another HSM Talks episode. We will talk about UK as a destination, and I hope that you guys are all ready and keep your pens and papers ready so that you are able to make the right notes. I have a very special guest with me tonight, and before I patch her, let me just request all of you. So, in case if you are watching us on Facebook group and Facebook pages, my request to all of you is please do allow StreamYard to access your name. You can definitely try and put a comment into the comment section. Some of the comments will be visible to me on my interface. Some of them which are not visible to me here, you do not have to worry at all. I'm going to flip between the various Facebook pages and the groups that we are live on. At present, we are live on 8 different Facebook properties belonging to high school moms. And wow, this is super awesome. We are way above 300 already. uh, and this is going good. So give me a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, just keep your questions ready in case if you have any question regarding career, college, Global Ed Connect, or even UK as a destination. Just keep them ready, and I will be with you shortly. Super. Ankita Sain, Fazia Rashid, Divya, Malika, Karan, Kalpa, great to see you all. All right, let me just quickly patch Miss Preeti Bansal to the stream, and there you go. So, Preeti, you are live online now on High School Moms, various Facebook pages and Facebook groups. Good to have you.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. Thank you for extending this opportunity my way. And I have to say, I'm absolutely privileged to share this platform with you today. Before we
Thank
start, I really want to acknowledge all the good work that you are doing in this domain. Something in your words, it's super phenomenal. You know,
All right, so you know that I use super phenomenal way too much. तो मेरा
absolutely,
subject- मेरा
absolutely.
subject वाला है.
Right. In fact, I've been working in this domain for more than 2 decades now, and I'm also a high school mom. So I look, into all of this through both the perspective. And I have to acknowledge that the sort of work that you're doing is something that this industry needs for sure. So thank you and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Preeti, and this is so good to hear from you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Miss Preeti Bansal. She is India country representative for Newcastle University, UK. And Preeti, let me just request you that this is not a webinar. This is not
Mhm.
a formal talk. This is going to be really candid, straight from the heart, absolutely informal. You're talking directly to high school mothers. We are way above 350 right now.
Wow.
And 350 moms listening to you across various Facebook platforms of high school moms. So my only request is be as candid as you can and share your experiences and your learnings to all the mothers. And with that, let me quickly jump into my first question. All right.
Mhm.
My
All
very
right.
first. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have Preeti Bansal from Newcastle University, UK. She's the India country representative for one of the finest universities you can look at if you want your child to study in UK. UK is a great destination, especially in the post-COVID era. UK has been known historically for its quality of education, world-leading research that takes place in UK, the super phenomenal industry engagement that UK brings onto the table, and obviously the great connect UK has with India. Apart from that, there are the times have changed. UK now offers great post-study work rules for the people who study in UK to stay back and opt for a training or a work right in that particular part of the world. And my first question to you, Preeti, is why UK? I gave all my reasons. What reasons do you have?
Actually, you've already stolen my lines. You know that.
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Right. Well, there are so many reasons, when it comes to UK, but I'll try and pick up the top ones. So, as you said, I echo the same. I think UK is traditionally known for its quality of education. It's absolutely a historic destination, and you don't really have to hard sell UK. UK is UK.
Right.
Now, we know that UK is home to top leading universities, and at the same time, top leading researchers happen in the UK, which means that it has a strong impact on the society, on the world, and at the same time, we have cultivated stronger relationships with industry. And how this really helps to our students is that you have loads of internships opportunities, loads of industry engagement that you can do when you are studying in the UK. So I think that's really a very, very important point. If someone is really interested in quality of education, I think by default you will pick up UK. Another
All right.
reason is sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. And another reason is basically the diversity of courses that we have to offer. We have more than 50,000 courses to offer across subjects. And it's absolutely diverse. But at the same time, the admission process is very simple and straightforward. This is through UCAS, where you can apply to 5 different universities, and you don't have to be really worried about following up with individual universities and so on. So it's a very straightforward, streamlined process. And also, the courses, they are basically lesser in duration. So if you see UK undergrad, this is basically for 3 years, which means that you can save on your money, you can save on your resources, your time, yet without compromising on the quality of education. I think that again makes it very, very attractive. Um, Another reason is how welcoming UK is. Everyone is aware of it. So we are absolutely a traditional destination. We are full of history. We are full of beauty. UK is something that, when you go to UK, you immediately fall in love with the place. So I think students, they feel very comfortable. People are very warm, not really the temperature, but people, they're very warm and friendly, and that really, really helps because when you are actually settling there and you really want to have that best student experience, that's something which UK is to offer. And I think last but not the least, you've already mentioned, it is the new visas rule and the graduate immigration route, we call it GIR, where you can stay much longer. So after you complete your course, you can stay there for 2 more years. And if you're a PhD student, you get 3 more years. Now, this really helps you in getting yourself engaged with industry and finding the right career path for you. So every year, Abhishek, there are more than 500,000 international students who would enroll in the UK. And we've been constantly growing the numbers. Even this year, also, it was really good. Had this not been a COVID year, we would have created history.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that's
Had this not been the COVID year, you would have created history. Believe you me, COVID has created enough history already. And what? All right. And in my personal history now, since I'm COVID free technically, um,
ah,
I can also say that I'm one of those people who has seen COVID up close. This is that time when I need to welcome new people who are joining in: Sunita Fogat, Sangeeta Sundarraj, Ankita Sain, Fazia Rashid, Anju Kalpesh, Preeti Paras Rampuria, Malti Gosain. There are so many I can't even read the names. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go into the next question and put Preeti onto the back foot, um, as always, एक शेर याद में आता है, एक शेर जहन में आता है. मुश्किलों
Irshad.
से भाग जाना, मुश्किलों से भाग जाना आसान होता है. हर पहलू जिंदगी का इम्तिहान होता है. डरने वालों को मिलता नहीं कुछ भी जिंदगी में, लड़ने वालों के कदमों में जहान होता है. So do not do not worry, do not get bogged down by difficulties in life, whether it is COVID or not so COVID, we will be able to fight it back. We are a resilient race, and very soon, one day, very very soon, we will be able to emerge successfully from this crisis that we are seeing right now. All right, coming back to my question, Preeti, you gave me five damn good reasons why UK is a great destination. And I personally, as a career counselor and a career coach, I personally also feel that COVID has really turned the tide. There are certain destinations which are now become very favorite for me. One being UK and other being Canada, and I personally feel that gone are those days when everybody was supposed to be US positive. Now with the COVID positive, people really need to be UK and Canada positive as well. So the tide has certainly shifted. People are looking more favorably. Even career coaches like me are looking at UK as one of the finest destinations where parents can go and send their children to study.
Yeah.
My question to you is, tell me a little bit more about Newcastle as a city. I understand you are representing Newcastle University, but before we
Mhm.
go specifically to Newcastle University, tell me a little bit more about Newcastle as a city.
Right. Well, this is a very good question, Abhishek, that you've put forward to. Because when we talk of UK, the very first thing comes to our mind is London, right? So UK has that London charm, which is absolutely non-debatable, right? However, London is a very commercially happening city, and if you are really looking at one of the best student experiences, then you will have to choose a city which will offer you the student experience that you're needing. So coming to Newcastle, Newcastle is absolutely a student city. Year on year, we get accolades and we get a very high student satisfaction ratio. So the university is right in the city center. The city is beautiful. It's a compact city. However, it's enough for the students. As I say, Newcastle is a student city. We are right in the city center. So again, you're just out of your campus, you cross the road, and everything is available to you. So the life is so easy when you are in Newcastle. Another thing that I really love about Newcastle is that it has to offer you the best of both the worlds. So you're right in the city center. However, if one fine day, Saturday, Sunday, you just want to go to the beach, enjoy the beauty, we are just 20 minutes tube drive away from one of the most unspoiled beaches of the world. So we are absolutely situated at the northeast of England. We are at the North Sea. So that's something which really amazes students, and then they really want to enjoy that time where they are in the city, but at the same time, they can actually enjoy the countryside. Another thing that why students love Newcastle is the fact that it has to offer a lot of things. So be it cinema, be it history, be it just whiling away your time with your friends, be it spending some good time in arts and culture. Newcastle has it all. In fact, the university as well, for that matter, has got more than 250 societies that you can enroll in, as well as 55 sports clubs. So, Newcastle. What do you think of Newcastle when you hear Newcastle? Can I ask that?
Okay, I personally feel that it's like Pune of India, if I have to put it very very simply. A young
Mhm.
city, a very vibrant city, young population, student population, uh, multicultural, multi-ethnic. Kids will feel at home because it's very welcoming, because everybody seems to be from outside Newcastle in the Newcastle. So
Ab-
that's what I feel about Newcastle.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. We have a diverse culture there. We recruit students internationally. We have more than 7,000 international students at our campus from 130 different nationalities. So it also gives you that global exposure and experience that you need. Another thing about Newcastle, as I was talking about it, is that when I go to schools, when I talk to students, and they're all youth, 11th standards, 12th standards, and the first thing when I ask, what do you think about Newcastle? And everyone will talk one thing: Newcastle United. So that's where they connect with Newcastle. So Newcastle is absolutely a very, very sporty city. You have lots of sports to actually explore if you're really into sports and fitness. So that's again Newcastle. I think another point which is very, very important for every parent, and specifically parents, to know is the safety. I think Newcastle, I can vouch for it. I have been working with Newcastle for more than a decade now, and I can really vouch for the safety that Newcastle has to offer. We work with the crime prevention branch of Newcastle City very, very closely, and the whole campus as well as city is absolutely safe. I mean, if I tell you that when I am in Newcastle, I can walk through the streets all alone, 11 o'clock at night, without fearing anything. But I am a Delhiite. I can't do it in Delhi. I'll get phone calls from my home if I'm 11 o'clock outside alone. So I think that's a very good point. Every parent should consider about it. And last but not the least, it's an affordable city. The cost of living is not as high as London and around areas. So I think
Right.
it's an absolutely enriching experience that the student will have.
Wonderful. It's an absolutely enriching experience. That's what Preeti Bansal says studying at Newcastle. Um, Preeti, I do have a lot of questions already coming in, and some of your industry colleagues are also there. I can
Mhm.
see Aaron Said from Huron at Western in Canada joining in. There are parents asking about scholarships. Ladies and gentlemen, please be patient. I'm going to ask all these difficult questions to Preeti Bansal, and be rest assured, I'm not letting her go easy. All right. But before I do that, Preeti, you have this phenomenal decade and a half years of experience, working for this industry. And you hit upon the very right note because for every parent, one biggest concern is safety. And ladies and gentlemen, let me vouch for this. Newcastle is the one place where your child is absolutely, absolutely safe. It's a very, very student friendly city. And you should definitely consider your child studying in any university at Newcastle. Now, that brings to me another question where it's about time that we should start putting Preeti Bansal onto the back foot. Preeti,
Yeah.
five good reasons. You've given me five good reasons why to study in UK. You gave
Uh-huh.
me multiple reasons why to study why to be there in Newcastle as a city. Five good reasons for
So
studying at
definitely.
Newcastle University, the university that you are representing.
Right. So, Abhishek, to answer your question well, am I allowed to put a question back to you?
Please be my guest. I am so used to answering questions. Yeah, as long as it's not a difficult one because you haven't given me the cheat code. But go ahead and ask me.
Yeah. Well, but that's unfair. You're asking all different questions to me. Let me try as well. Okay. So you are a leading career coach, and I'm sure you've counseled hundreds and thousands of students and parents. You do it every day. Can I ask you, what are the key parameters that a parent or a student is willing to explore for them to be able to make an informed decision about the selection of university?
Okay. Most of the parents, when they come to me, they are definitely confused. So they are looking at a university with a wide array of courses, a wide range of courses. So that's one.
Okay.
Uh, Two, I as a parent, I'm definitely interested in a great quality of education. I want my
Mhm.
child to go through rigorous, and this is me personally speaking. There might be parents who might be not looking at it, but as a parent, I would want a very rigorous, high on quality, high on research education. Uh,
Mhm.
as a parent, I also want value for my money. So I want my child to be really, really happy while he or she is studying his or her undergrad. And so student experience matters, student clubs matter. What are the kind of outside the classroom learning my child would get? That definitely matters. Uh, Fourth, I would say funding. Funding definitely comes on the top of my mind because
Mhm.
when I send my child abroad, देखिए बाकियों का पता नहीं प्रीति, हम थोड़ा ना बड़े मध्यम वर्गीय लोग हैं सोच से। सो जब हम आज भी अब्रॉड ट्रैवल करते हैं तो हम यूएस में into 75 करे बिना मानते नहीं, राइट? तो
I agree.
तो यूके तो बहुत दूर की बात है, बिकॉज euro or a pound, I would definitely start multiplying again. Okay. And considering that I am now a career counselor, and thank you for telling me that I'm one of the renowned ones. But I don't mind accepting कि अपना मैच थोड़ा सा हिला हुआ है, right? So इतना नंबर मल्टीप्लाई करने में बहुत प्रॉब्लम होता है, and that's why scholarships and financial aid become very, very critical for a parent like me. Lastly, I definitely want to see a university which can give enough internships to my child, so that my child is life ready, corporate ready, much before he or she steps into the corporate world. So these are my top 5.
Okay, great. Well, I have actually penned it down, so I'm gonna take this one by one and see where Newcastle is fitting. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So your first thing was wide range of courses, and that's something which we are very proud of. So Newcastle has to offer more than 350 courses only at undergrad level. So we are a very big university. We are a traditional university dating back to 1834. We started with a very renowned medicine, School of Medicine, and then we further ventured into other subject areas. Today, Newcastle University has got three main faculties. Number one is our Humanity, Arts, Sciences, where our Newcastle University Business School exists, and which is actually a triple accredited, very renowned business school. So that's one faculty. The second faculty is SAGE, where we offer engineering, computing, environmental sciences. And the third is Faculty of Medical Sciences, where we offer medicine, dentistry, psychology, biosciences, nutrition, and so on, right? So actually, if I have to name the courses that I offer, I think I won't be able to do a justice there. But if I need to pick the top courses, which what an Indian student and parent is looking at, so we are very strong with business. We are very strong with engineering, computers. We are very strong with law. So I think that's a special mention, law. And then we are absolutely very strong with medicine, biosciences, fine arts, media, journalism, psychology, so on. So actually, if you see,
parents are asking, are you good for law, pharmacy? Are you good for those courses? Do you have them?
absolutely law, yes. Pharmacy, is not what is being offered at Newcastle, but law, definitely. And one more point, Abhishek, here worth noting is that we are recognized by Bar Council of India. So, which means that the LLB course you can absolutely go forward and enroll in. And we are very renowned in law as well.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are planning to do law at Newcastle University, it's recognized by Bar Council of India, which means it definitely has recognition in India as well. So you can definitely look at studying. Now, okay, so that was one. What about the others?
Okay. Well, on that, I just want to finish with that note that all my courses, almost all my courses, are professionally accredited in the UK. I think that is something linked with your point number 5 as well, because when you're talking about internships, we're talking about industry engagement. Then, if we have a stamp from professional bodies, it does make a lot of difference. So, I think that's something which every parent should know. Now, your second point was quality of education. Well, yes, absolutely. As I talked about quality of education across UK, I'm very proud to say that Newcastle is a very traditional, prestigious university, and we are the elite member of Russell Group. Now, I don't know how many people are aware of Russell Group, but those, for them, Russell is a new name. This is something that you can compare with Ivy League of the US. Now, what does it mean? It means that in Russell Group, there are top 24 UK universities, and I'm very proud to be one of the founder members of Russell Group as Newcastle. And what does it mean is that these 24 universities, they attract maximum grants from the UK government to carry out world-leading researches. And if we are strong in our researches, it reflects directly onto our course curriculum and also onto our quality of education. Now, one more point I think is very important for parents to know when you're talking about quality of education is that your professors, they are the top leading researchers. They are the one who are actually working on researches, coming back to your class, making you study. So, which means you're absolutely updated with what is going latest. And another thing which is very important about UK and Newcastle is that the students are only and only taught by academics. So it's not a destination where your senior students will come to your class and make you study. So I think that's where we take pride on. Coming back to Newcastle, we are world's top 160 university, and we are number 16 in the UK for our research power. Uh, I think I've given you enough. Are you convinced, or shall I just continue talking
No,
about private?
give me, let's go to the most important point, scholarships. That's something that I'm definitely not letting you go without telling me.
Okay, okay. So I'll come to your scholarship, which was actually a point number 4 because I've written down. Let's jump. Now, when it comes to scholarships, again, I think I'm very glad to say that Newcastle, as a university, is very committed to Indian students. And Newcastle has a base in India. So we are 3 people working on the ground to make sure that you are able to get the level of support that you need. Coming on to scholarships, as I said, that we are very much committed to India. We offer a range of scholarships for international students. And I'm very proud to say that we have a scholarship on offer, which is known as Vice Chancellor Excellence Scholarship. And this scholarship, there are 13 scholarships overall, with 11, 50% and 200% of the scholarships. Now, for an undergrad student, getting a 100% scholarship in the UK is a matter of big, big pride. You know,
Absolutely.
and that's where we come from. Another thing I want to say is these 50% and 100% of the scholarships are every year. So, unlike other universities, we make sure that our students are getting this benefit of financial aid year on year. So, if you're going for a 3-year degree, then you're getting it every year. So there is a selection process because these are prestigious merit-based scholarships. However, in the past, we've been running this for almost 4 years now, and we've been able to offer these scholarships to the best students from India, and they are really doing their undergrad with us at the moment. Apart from this scholarship, we also have another scholarship, which is Vice Chancellor International Scholarship. Now, this is a scholarship which talks about volume. There are 200 scholarships there. And this
Wow.
is on the basis of the academic scores you get in. So we have slabs already established, and there are a range of amount which can start from 2,000, can go up till 5,000 pounds. If you get 5,000 every year, 5,000, again, it is near to 15 lakhs that you get in discount. I hope I'm able to do that calculation, but you're talking about Indian currency. So that's where we are coming into the picture. The Vice Chancellor International Scholarship, we are still to announce for this year, but I'm very sure we'll be announcing it very soon. So those who are interested, they can actually go to my website and then have a look at the scholarships.
Wonderful. All right. So that's about scholarships. How about industry engagement, internships? And give me a
Absolutely.
minute. I have to plug in my laptop. It's already out of charge. All right, hold on. Okay. There you go. Go ahead. Industry engagement.
Yes, so industry engagement, as I said, that we are a Russell Group university. We work with top multinationals and industry in the UK. Now we have a very great award-winning career services in Newcastle. So we have around 70 employees there, and they are absolutely engaged with the industry. Now this is a support. I have to make a mention here that the more you are engaged with industry, the more you network, the more you have those chances to really excel in your areas. And that's where the career services comes into the picture. So we actually offer loads of services round the year. Even we start before you enroll with us, and we keep giving you those services up till 3 years after you graduate from Newcastle. Now, what does it mean? You will be having a dedicated student advisor who will actually counsel you, like you do, Abhishek. We also have that in our industry, in our university.
All right.
And what does it mean is that they will actually look at the gaps. They'll bridge the gaps. They'll make sure that you are absolutely equipped with the industry skills and knowledge. And we do lots of seminars. We do lots of industry engagement around the year. Apart from this, there's always internship. So we have something called Newcastle Work Experience, where a student can enroll themselves, and we make sure that they are given an internship opportunity without disturbing their timetable of studies. So that's also there. And in fact, even our academics, as I said, they are world leading researchers. We work with top multinationals in the UK, and they also have their existing relationships with the companies. So my student will get the benefit from both the sides. One is the career services, another one is the academics in their own faculty. One more important thing before I conclude, I want to say that all my undergrad courses offer an optional placement year. Now, this is something in common language we call a sandwich. What does it
Right.
mean is if you are actually enrolling for a 3 year course, you can go for the 4 years. All you'll have to do is that you'll have to do a 1 year internship. We call it placement year. So you do that after finishing your second year, you take a break from your studies, do your internship for 1 year, come back in the final year and complete your course. Now, this is something very few universities will offer placement on all the courses, and Newcastle is one of them.
All right. Okay. So that brings me to one very important question, and this is for the people who want to apply this year. What are your application deadlines and application timelines for this particular year?
So, as I mentioned, that we actually do our applications in the UK through UCAS, which is the common application portal. We'll abide by the UCAS deadlines. Now, here I want to really, just put a clarity, because a lot of parents and students are not very clear on the deadlines. We always have this impression that 15th of January is the last date for apply. And I think that goes very well with the Indian curriculum as well, because you have exams after that, and everyone, parent, student, counselor, we want to just get settled by 15th of January. So yes, 15th of January is the deadline, but it is mainly for the UK students. International students can continue to apply to us, and they can continue to apply to us till the time we have seats available. And hence there is a push for 15th of January deadline, because most of our courses tend to close after 15th of January. So it's always better to apply beforehand. However, if you're not able to do this, that is not the end of the world. You still can apply through UCAS, and you can apply up till 30th of June. And even after 30th of June, you can apply through Turing. So UK is absolutely open round the year. For Newcastle, it goes the same. The first deadline, which was 15th of October for dentistry, for medicine, has gone now. But apart from this, we are open for all the courses. So yes, please go ahead and apply.
All right. So a lot of people are already asking that you have mentioned such amazing scholarships. What do you look at a student before conferring a scholarship? आपके जवाब से पहले मेरे जहन में एक और शेर आता है इस बात पे, और and my folks here, because the people who are listening, and I'm so grateful to everybody who listens to me every night, and that too such an ungodly hour. And I keep on saying that you come online live to listen to me at 10 o'clock in the night. That speaks volumes about your support that you give me. एक शेर जहन में आता है, और ये उन पेरेंट्स को जवाब देने के लिए है. I have Sakshi Kharbanda, Sunita Fogat, everybody who's asking about scholarships. How do you get scholarships? मंजिल यूं ही नहीं मिलती राही को, मंजिल यूं ही नहीं मिलती राही को, जुनून सा दिल में जगाना पड़ता है. मंजिल यूं ही नहीं मिलती राही को, जुनून सा दिल में जगाना पड़ता है। पूछा चिड़िया से कि घोंसला कैसे बनता है, पूछा
Mhm.
चिड़िया से कि घोंसला कैसे बनता है, वो बोली कि तिनका तिनका उठाना पड़ता है। So to get
Wow.
a scholarship, ladies and gentlemen, to get a scholarship, you really need to work hard and work productively and work strong and create a profile that universities like Newcastle are unable to refuse you a scholarship. And that's the time in high school where for 2 years, if you plan your high school well, if you plan your child's high school journey well, there is no reason that you will not be able to let your child fly into UK even if you cannot afford it. So that's my suggestion. But वो तो शायरी हो गई। प्रीति, आप बताइए कि what do you look into a student before you confer that scholarship?
Well, you've again stolen my lines. I don't know what to say now. Okay, jokes apart.
Don't
So
tell
as
me
I
कि आप
said,
शेर मारने वाले थे।
हाँ नहीं मैं शेर नहीं मारने वाली थी. Okay, so coming back to scholarships, as I said, there are two scholarships. So definitely eligibility criteria is different for both the scholarship because one we are striving for excellence, the another one which is more like an academic merit. So for the Vice Chancellor Excellence Scholarship, we are looking at a holistic picture. It's just not about your academics. It's also about your profile. Now, those who are actually eyeing on the US, they already have a very brilliant profile because they know that they can't do away with a good profile. But for the UK per se, I think again the benefit is UK traditionally they look at academic scores more than anything else. Of course, profile does make a difference, but if you really scored well in your academics, then there is a high chance that you get an offer. That is for the offer. But then when you're looking at 100% or a 50% scholarship, we need to see something else. And that's where your profile comes into the picture. So it can vary. Entire thing is that you need to convince the university that you are a deserving candidate. It is also to do with your intention to study, the genuine intention to study at Newcastle, and how you are going to sync your career goals with your studies. I think that's something that we are looking at. So for the excellence scholarship, we'll be inviting applications. This is only after we generate an offer. We'll ask students to get back to us, and then they can apply very easily online. There is a form that you have to fill, and then you'll have to answer the questions which are there. And then after the deadline is over, which is 27th of May, the scholarship committee will take a decision. So that's about the excellence scholarship. However, the international scholarship, they are much easier to get because, as I said, they are in volume. So, and also they are basically based on the academic merit. So, this is not about the entire profile, but this is more to do with what did you score in your A levels, in your IB, in your standard 12. And we have slabs. So, for example, if you are asking for 80%, I'm just quoting an example, and if you've got 85%, then by and large, you'll get a higher level of scholarship. If you're getting 90%, the slab will go up. So these are slab based scholarship. But I would say someone who's academically strong, it's very easy for them to get this Vice Chancellor International Scholarship, which is year on year. So that's
All
where
right.
you need to
So,
be
so,
worried about the excellence, not the international.
so, ladies and gentlemen, because I am your face and your voice, and I do not allow the universities to go so easy. Let me put it simply. And I'll take the stem from what Preeti said. If their requirement is 80% and you give them 85%, you will definitely qualify for some amount of scholarship. And they will look at your academics and profile. Lot many of you keep on asking me day in and day out. UK does not require SATs and it does not require standardized tests. Should we still give it? Let me tell you, as a career coach, the answer is a hell yes with a capital Y. Give it. All right. These universities, and I'm referring to these as everybody, even Preeti. All right. They are pretty smart. What they mention on their website is the minimum requirement to apply, not the requirement to get an admit. And definitely they do not mention categorically clear how and when the child will get a scholarship. So if you want your child to really qualify for scholarship, you need to go beyond what is mentioned on the website and give the university something more than they are asking for. While there are certain universities in US who are also saying that they have gone test optional. Believe you me, they are test optional, not test blind. So if your child has written a standardized test, go ahead and quote that code to any university you're applying to, because if nothing else, even if it's not their requirement, they will definitely look at it and give you some weightage if you're providing them something extra over and above what they're asking for. All right, and that's my suggestion to all of you. All right, so coming to my last question before I let you go, Preeti.
Mhm.
uh, you have explained beautifully well about UK, about Newcastle as a city, about Newcastle University. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have any specific questions about all the scholarships and the programs that Preeti has mentioned here, she will be available live on Global Ed Connect 2020, which is happening on this Saturday, 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. If you are a parent, it is definitely very important for you guys to go and register for the event. If you are a child, you can definitely not miss it out. All right. So for both of you, either a parent or the child, go ahead and register yourself. The link is flashing on your screens right now. It has been pasted onto your Facebook group and your Facebook pages umpteen number of times. It's called www.globaledconnect.com. The registration is absolutely free of cost. Come, go into the booth, talk to Preeti, and I'm sure she'll be able to answer all your questions which are we are unable to take in here. Before we call it a day, Preeti, my last question to you is: what is
Mhm.
your advice, a
Mhm.
heartfelt advice to all the parents and the students who are looking towards UK as a destination? What will you like to suggest them?
Okay, I think thank you, Abhishek. You've picked up a very important point here. I think the first thing, and what I have found there's a gap, when I talk to students and parents, I think the first thing is start researching early. Mainly I have seen students would pick up things more seriously when they are into their 11th or 12th for that matter. But I think 9 and 10, they are the foundation years. And you need to make sure that you are doing right research, in-depth research, to ensure that you're picking up right subjects in standard 11th and 12th, so that you can pick up that particular university and the course that you're looking at. So, for example, there are lots of students who get a disadvantage because they did not choose maths. So they had business, they had commerce, but they did not choose maths. And that's where, a lot of options are closed for them. And by the time they get to know, they can't do anything about it. So I think absolutely it is responsibility of parents as well as students to start researching in the foundation years. And that's why we are here. You are there. That's what they have to do. Just have to be in touch with HSM, as well as the university reps. um, I think that's one which I felt I must say. And yes, I think apply early in the cycle will make a lot of difference. I'm confident on that. Why? Because as I said, number one, there are courses that tend to get closed. Number two, there are scholarships which have got some early deadlines, and you don't want to miss out on that. So that's something which is very, very important. And as I said, last but not the least, when you're doing your research, and I know in this era, there is too much of exposure. With too much of exposure, you get too much of confusion. So make sure that you're going to a right career counselor like HSM, and you're also in touch with the uni reps to make sure that you are getting first-hand information from them. I think that's all I want to say.
Thank you, Preeti. Our entire intention at High School Moms is that I personally, people asked me, and I tell this every time. They asked me, "How can, as a father, you are the face of High School Moms?" And I always used to say that motherhood has no gender, and a father can actually run a mother's movement. Um, I also feel when people like you who have decades of experience and they come and they talk. Uh, there are a couple of things which are reiterated every now and then, and I like to reiterate again as a career coach to thousands of students who come to me every year and thousands of parents who look up to me for their advice, who come every night. Imagine these are those mothers who are really really concerned about their child's career, and that's the reason why they take out their own personal time and come and listen to a stupid person like me. Uh, Having said that, applying early makes all the sense in the world. When each university rep says that you should definitely apply early, the answer is you should definitely apply early. All right. My also last suggestion before we call it a night. आप में से बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स परेशान होते हैं कि बच्चा आपका नहीं सुनता, पढ़ाई नहीं करता, बात नहीं सुनता, मस्ती करता है. Kids are kids, let them be. Your job as a parent is not to helicopter them. Your job as a parent is to sit down with them, have a desert time with them, explain them the importance of academics and extracurriculars at the same time. But you also have to improve, because while you keep on running behind the academics, somehow extracurriculars go out of the window. And you have to understand that the best learnings in life do not happen in the classroom. They happen outside the four walls of the classroom when the child is involved in multiple extracurriculars, which are looked deeply by universities like Newcastle and other leading universities in conferring scholarships. इस बात पे भी एक शेर याद आता है, लड़खड़ा रहे हैं, लड़खड़ा रहे हैं, संभल रहे हैं, लड़खड़ा रहे हैं, संभल रहे हैं, तजुर्बे हैं, हो रहे हैं, होते ही जा रहे हैं. So अगर आपका बच्चा लड़खड़ा भी रहा है, at the end of the day, she's still gaining experience. Do not fret, do not worry. With that, thank you so much, Ms. Preeti Bansal, for joining in. It was lovely having a candid conversation with you. I look forward to host you on Global Ed Connect 2020 on 21st of November. And ladies and gentlemen, I do look forward for your registration. Go out there and register in big numbers. And I'll see you tomorrow with yet another episode of HSM Talks. Till that time, stay home, stay indoors, sleep well, get up tomorrow morning, work hard, party hard, and sleep well again. That's the mantra of life. Good night. God bless.